Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Robbie with Believe in the Run.
And this is Megan with Believe in the Run.
And you're listening to The Drop, our weekly podcast about running.
Yep. It's all about running, nothing else.
Hold on. What was that giggle about?
I don't know. Did you know? Who wants to tell the people?
About our spot, our number one spot.
Yeah.
Do you believe it?
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it either.
I believe it.
I feel like I want to.
Yeah, I feel like this is fake news.
It might be.
I don't know. It's like, who are they to say?
We're the number one, as of today, number one running podcast in America.
But you were blown away by something else.
Number 41 overall sports podcast.
And that one seems crazy because, like, I'm thinking of all the people that think about how many basketball, golf.
Oh, yeah.
all that stuff.
There's like ESPN ones and stuff
The Ocho.
that we're sitting on the same couch with.
Yeah.
Not only do we not deserve a running podcast category, but sports?
No. Yeah.
That's a hard no.
I know. I'd be so mad if I started a podcast. These D-bags over here.
Although
Talking nonsense.
I did see on Spotify that in their sports category was David Chang's podcast. The chef David Chang. Like Ugly Delicious, because I guess he's on the Ringer network, which is the Ringer is what's his name? Who used to be at ESPN. Anyways, it's like a sports network, but it's not really a sports show. So it's like, hey, if you want to categorize it as sports, go for it.
All right.
Come on, we talk about running.
We'll take the win.
Look, there's a picture of shoes. No, they're just shoes.
There's an actual shoe right there.
It's actually in front of me.
They're 3D, Robbie.
Yeah.
I think they're
Put
Bitcoin.
your feet in these.
Yeah. That's
What are they on right now, though?
They're sitting on a fluffy Lagoon pillow.
I feel like this pillow is more voluminous than the pillow that I got.
Do you want this
Are you
pillow?
jealous? Are
Do
you
want
upset
this
about
I don't know.
it?
Honestly,
Feel
it seems
this.
a little intimidating to me.
You
I
can
think-
customize it though. You can take out some of the.
No, you cannot.
inside- Yeah, you can.
You can't actually. Oh, you're
That's
right.
the whole thing.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah.
You can make a bunch of mini pillows like for pets and stuff.
Like the
If
dude
you're
from, what was the show in Charleston? The guy who makes the pillows.
Southern Charm.
Yeah, so like on Southern Charm, you can make your own pillows.
Wait, there's a show that is about someone
No,
making
so
pillows?
Southern Charm is a reality TV show
Oh.
based on just good-looking
And
people in
at
Charleston.
one point, it was a really good show. And I met those
don't
guys.
believe
I
that.
met those guys in the Bahamas.
Why?
They were partying at one of the. So I went down for a bachelor party.
Uh-huh.
And we went to this one place. I forget the name of it, but it was the closing day of this bar, like for the season.
Senor Frogs.
No, I mean, somebody would know. It was like Knockers or
Okay.
like, I forget the name of it.
It's called Hooters.
No, it wasn't that. But so there was like a ton of people there. And the guys from the show, I guess, were vacationing down there. And let me tell you something, Lady Magnets. Like there was you know how you see in the ocean, like a swirl of fish?
Yeah.
Like
chum.
I guess they call it a school.
Yeah.
Yeah. A school of fish.
It's like chumming
These
for
guys
sharks.
were walking around and it was like a swirl of women.
Really?
Like circling and like yeah.
Ladyfish.
It was crazy. And then we were there and one of our friends, he was getting married.
And so then you jumped in and pretended you were with the
Yeah, I was
Southern
like,
Charm.
I make the pillows. No, but we were there. This is like recent. This is like what, 5 years ago?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And
is this like
How is that recent?
Is this like Vegas? Don't ask,
like
don't tell?
I wasn't single. Like I was married to you.
Oh, okay.
Not you, Robbie.
So you're on your best behavior.
Yeah. But the younger brother of one of our friends, it was his bachelor party, but his younger brother-in-law, soon to be brother-in-law, was there, and you could tell he was like, it was like kind of that. Well, you've got to invite him. He's gonna be your brother.
He's he's just in the net, so
Yeah.
you have to.
And he was getting razzed pretty hard the entire time. But we're there, and
It's always nice when someone else is the guy that's getting razzed.
right, like we could focus all our negative attention went that way.
Yeah.
And he wanted to show us that he could get women. And in matter of fact, he started making out with a girl at the bar.
Whoa.
And it was insane.
He was using a Tinder or whatever.
Yeah, he was using that.
And found
But that
her
wasn't
in the
that wasn't the way the bar thing
Dude,
happened.
This story is crazy.
I'm telling you, it's
I
a
don't even know
closing
what's
day of
happening.
this bar. Like they close for the season.
Yeah.
It's basically
everyone-
it's wild and out.
Yeah.
Let's finish the booze. Let's do all this stuff. So there's
It's like a hurricane's coming in, but it's
Yeah.
already actually in the bar.
Exactly. And the women that there was, I don't know if they were on a bachelor party or something, but it was kind of like that thing where it was easy to talk to. And I'm like, this guy's got no game at all.
Mm-hmm.
And
He made it happen.
we started laughing and we started videoing him just making out with
Maybe he was watching episodes of The Pickup Artist before he came. Do you remember that? Remember that show?
I remember that. I saw memes with the hat.
The mystery guy. Do you remember him?
No.
It was like shocking that this guy could ever get any girls. But the reason he's the pickup artist was, I mean, that's what
girls.
he did.
Yeah.
He figured out the
formula
algorithm and made it work. It's kind of, obviously, it's kind
Maybe
of
you
skeezy.
should. I wonder if you asked ChatGPT how to pick up women, if it would give you a good answer.
Yeah, I'd probably tell you to wear one of those hats that Mystery wears.
Yeah, create intrigue.
I don't know.
Do you know what I'm talking about, Meg?
No. And I don't know how much Lagoon Pillows is going to love that sponsor spot.
Well, Lagoon Pillows, it's great because once you find that lady.
This is a guy.
Oh, that's
geez.
amazing. Oh, you know what he looks like? He looks
That's
like
some good
Jamiroquai.
eyeliner.
Like Jamiroquai mixed with like someone from Guns N' Roses.
I was going to say Jamiroquai
like their sound guy,
and
maybe.
George, Boy George.
Yeah, in the worst ways possible.
Anyways, everybody, the neat thing about that is everybody has to sleep. Everybody needs to sleep.
Yeah.
And if you're going to do it, you might as well do it on a Lagoon pillow because, Megan, what makes these unique?
So you can go onto the website and take this quiz and it will populate the exact pillow that was meant for you based on your habits, the way you sleep, if you sleep hot or cold and all that good stuff. So you can get like the perfect pillow for you. And Ryan, the founder of Lagoon Pillows, he's a runner himself. He's actually a very good runner.
Wait, what makes someone a very good runner? I hate it when people say that.
I don't know. He runs.
Okay.
Everyone's a good runner.
Exactly.
You're a great runner.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all right.
Anyway, the pillows are awesome. And I do believe that recovery and sleep is essential, especially I haven't been sleeping that well, not because I have a Lagoon pillow, but because maybe other stuff's going on.
Okay. Well, just say the line where they save money.
Well, no, I want to know about your sleep last night.
I will. Yeah, I want to make sure we get this out.
So if you want to get a Lagoon pillow, you can go to lagoonsleep.com/believe. The code BELIEVE will get you 15% off.
There you go.
And just in case other sponsors are listening, that's the quality advertisements you can get on the drop.
They are actually really good, and we do actually use them all the time.
I bet people didn't hit the.
No, but I'm saying that we like that's a pretty good ad.
Oh, it's great because you know what? People weren't hitting the 15-second thing.
You'd have to hit it a long time.
No one knows what was happening.
That's the sneaker. You now just ended up with a pillow. And
Did you try to say sneaker it?
Sneaker it. Sneaky secret.
I mean, I like it.
I'm coining it.
That works.
The word of the week, sneaker it.
We do review sneakers.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh, the sneaker it sneaker.
This is going to be an episode.
I just I was thinking about sneakers and tennis shoes because a lot of people, it's like the Coke and
Pepsi,
soda or pop.
Oh,
we just had that. Wow, you're in tune with the universe, Robbie.
You were just talking about this?
Yes, we were.
So Feathers calls it pop.
She's from Ohio.
Right.
And every time she says it, I'm like, are you talking about soda?
Yeah.
And she goes, soda pop.
Yeah, I went to school out near Pittsburgh and the same thing. Everyone there calls it pop, which is crazy because it's only 3 hours from where I
Do you
grew
think
up.
there's some sort of Mason-Dixon line for pop and soda?
Yeah, there is. I'm not sure exact. Maybe it's like Altoona or something.
Isn't there another word that people use it? Like, do some people say cola or what is the other?
It's just Coke in the South.
Everything's Coke?
Everything's Coke.
Like a Sprite is a Coke?
I feel like you would know this.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, like you just say, do you want a Coke? And you say, yeah, Sprite.
I like it.
Wow.
I do like that.
I do like it.
I don't know why.
It makes me feel less stupid.
Yeah.
That's something.
Shout out to our people in the South.
I knew that.
Yeah. But tennis shoes, it's another similar situation because I want a pair of tennis shoes. What kind? It's almost like the Coke thing.
But you could have Adidas tennis shoes, Nike tennis shoes. But are you saying like tennis shoes? They say tennis shoes when they mean running shoes.
Yeah, any sneaker.
Any casual wear.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, anything that's not a dress shoe, I think is.
I think that comes back from the early days when you wore dress shoes and athletic shoes, and most people played tennis, so you were like tennis shoes.
Yeah. Wait, did most people play tennis?
Yeah, it was very big in like
Yeah, in the coal mining regions of West Virginia.
A lot of they did it. They played it a different way. They had those Aztec courts where you threw the head through the.
Oh yeah,
the hole.
Do the hole in the wall.
Yeah, you know it.
Yeah, I mean, no, there's a Where's Waldo.
I mean, what other sport would you play? Squash?
I never knew what is that sport called because I remember seeing it in a Where's Waldo book before. I don't know why.
Oh, the one was he in Temecula?
Yeah, it was like an ancient civilization thing, and they had that ball where you throw it through a hoop.
I went to the ruins. I went to Tulum, and then there's another one near Tulum.
Look at you, just world
and
traveler.
They had a court, and I looked at it, and I thought they threw heads through it, but the guy said no, they actually had.
Is it Highlight or is that a different?
No,
sport?
that's a different. Highlight is the one with the scooped thing where they fling it at the wall.
Oh, that's that one where that episode of Jackass. Do you remember that where Johnny Knoxville had someone? He was in the court at the end of the court, and they had mandarin oranges. Oh, and where he had, I think, his hands behind his back, and they hit his.
Oh my god,
junk with
those are hurled. That like those would be like. I mean, it's faster than a baseball pitch from a professional baseball.
Yeah, well, what he was doing, he was like bending over and standing with his bare butt.
And it hit his sack.
Yeah. Like those things go fast. Mm-hmm. But anyways,
dude, I
don't do that.
I wouldn't want you to throw a mandarin orange with your hand at me.
No. But anyways, so
you were saying tennis shoes, sneakers?
Tennis, yeah, I don't know where that came
There's
from.
no place.
It was from the Sneakrit.
The Sneakrit.
Oh.
The Sneakrit. That'll be my book that will convince people that they can run faster. The Sneakrit.
I have a review, and I want to say this just so I don't forget about it.
Is this the one from Kier D'Amato and Ali Feller?
It's not.
Oh, that was such a good.
Who's this from?
Someone DM me on Instagram.
They DM'd you a review?
Sliding into Robbie's DMs.
Yeah.
That's an interesting way to get you.
Oh, you'll see why. You'll see why.
Let's hear it.
I really want you. Can you please respond?
Could you send nudes?
Absolutely.
Send nudes.
Yeah. It was, he said, my name is Paul. I won't give it. I'll say Paul D.
Paul Revere.
Yeah. He rode really fast on a horse. I don't know. I'm a 53-year-old distance runner and RRC running coach. Let's see. He was listening to the podcast, and it helped keep him sane as he ran a full marathon on the track, 105 laps.
Oof.
None of that checks out.
What, you've done the math?
That he kept sane listening to our podcast?
No, yeah. He kept insane. That's how you finish a track marathon.
Right.
That had to be the
He stayed in the zone.
He must have
been an autocorrect.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So he's 53 and finished with a 2:52 for a track marathon.
I don't know if that's good because
it's pretty good.
I mean, it seems right, but it's like I don't know what track marathons are like.
Why would you do one?
I don't know, but here's the point I was getting to. He lives in North Carolina, about a mile from the NASCAR business park, where many of the biggest racing teams keep their shops. I was laughing when you all asked to get a lead from listeners to speak with talking with NASCAR people. Remember when?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So he might be able to help out on that front.
Is he just gonna run down there and be like, "Look"?
Yeah.
Say hook us up, bro.
Just start knocking on doors.
I don't know. Megan's all into Formula now.
Are you really?
I mean,
did you start watching that show?
A little bit, yeah.
What's that show called? What's the show called?
Formula One.
Ironically.
very,
it has a subtitle.
But
it's Formula One, like race to the something or something.
Like the guys aren't that attractive, but there's something very attractive about the guys. I don't know how to.
Is it because they're European?
It's.
I think it's there's a macho factor, but there's still like not like I don't know how to say it.
I know what you're saying. It's like higher level, high class living mixed with low class living.
No, it's not. That's more NASCAR.
That's what I mean. It's like NASCAR.
That's the PGA. The PGA one that we're watching, or I guess it's not PGA. It's just regular golf. Full swing.
Oh, the documentary, yeah.
Is that on the Live Tour? Or is that just have part of
the
that?
Live
That's
Tour's
included
in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the anger.
I bet.
I had forgotten about that whole.
I didn't know
thing.
about it. And then no, I think what it is like it's tons of money.
Mm-hmm.
They're attractive guys. They're working out. They're going to the gym. They're driving $1 million machines. There's a macho part to it. Like they're like kind of like cowboyish, kind of like swashbuckling. I don't know. I don't know how you say it.
That's a good.
I think you did a pretty good job of explaining why they're so attractive.
Yeah. I understand
like
where you're
guys
coming from.
want to be them, women love them, that kind of thing. Like most mysterious man. Mm-hmm. He drove Formula One. You know, like yeah.
I mean, if you tell someone you drove Formula One, you're probably the coolest person in the room.
And they're all like sponsored by Rolex, Alfa Romeo, Ferrari, Porsche, Mercedes, and they're dripping with cash and tan, and they're going to Saudi Arabia.
I guess I never understood how Formula One makes so much money. Like, is it just because it's really popular in Europe?
It's super popular, but there's tons of sponsorship.
Yeah.
Everything is sponsored. Like the wall is sponsored. The tire is sponsored. If you flipped over your finger, sponsor. Like it is, you couldn't sponsor anything more than Formula One.
Let's try it with our podcast.
There we go.
I would. Like this mic would have like the sticker on it. We'd have like this Lagoon pillow.
Yeah.
We would get the Lagoon pillow sponsored by another sponsor. So
Yes.
like STP brings you Lagoon pillow.
Yeah. We need to start reaching
Yeah.
out. Have our people talk to their people.
This whole interior should be branded with sponsors.
You're not wrong.
You'd be wearing sunglasses in here with like Ferrari. You know.
I'd do it.
Yeah.
I would too.
We will sell out.
Yeah.
Remember, what was the
We're
deal?
not
with
against it.
Puma always made shoes with Ferrari and stuff.
Puma is a major sponsor of Formula One.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah, all the driver shoes. I don't know if all of them, but some of the driver shoes are Puma.
I feel like those always end up on the shelves at Marshalls or something.
Those do. The ones that I know you're talking about, the Continental.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those, but the actual driver's ones are like sports specific.
Okay.
So they're driving shoes. Like they're not like, you wouldn't buy them to walk around. And if you did, you look like a complete.
I need some driving shoes. Because
You
I
need driving
just use
gloves.
sneakers right now or tennis shoes.
You need driving gloves.
I would be into, I would wear those.
You with those sunglasses that don't have sides.
Oh, yeah. The Ombra sunglasses.
Yeah. Those
Yeah.
with driving gloves.
Yep.
Maybe a little oil in the hair.
I mean, could you just use regular bicycling gloves? Would that work?
I mean, you could if nobody saw you up close, but if you're actually driving, you want to have the leather ones with the holes over the knuckles. I don't know why you need holes on your knuckles, but it's for fighting.
Yeah.
Imagine having breathability for your knuckles. But do you ever drive in bare feet?
No, I hate that.
I kind of like it. I
hate
think
it.
that's one of those things, again, whenever I'm in Florida, it's just like, country music, bare feet, wind is down, I'm in.
I do not like the feeling of a pedal.
You have the
against
look
my
of
foot.
like you've never considered it in your life.
No, I'm just thinking about like the times I've had to do it. Like when I was in Charleston, we'd be leaving the beach.
Yeah.
Like I don't like wearing flip flops, so
You don't like wearing flip flops?
not when I'm driving.
I get that.
I did not know that.
I also don't really wear them much.
I think I just kick them off and drive my bare
Yeah.
feet.
But I the only time I can think of doing that was when I was like leaving the beach.
And then do you drive with your whole foot on the pedal or do you just drive with your toes on the pedal? Because I think everyone drives their toes, but it seems like you should put your whole foot on the pedal.
If I'm barefoot,
Yeah.
the fat pad is on the gas pedal.
Every
Yeah.
time, any excuse to get that in there.
But you can leverage your shoe bottom. if you
It's
want.
almost like you don't need a whole pedal because no one ever puts their whole foot on a pedal.
Another thing, the Formula One guys,
So
I don't
you-
think they
you
use
need the whole pedal.
I don't think the Formula One guys use a pedal at all. I think they use it's almost like a little Game Boy on their steering wheel, and they got paddles all over the place.
Just
I think
paddle shifters, that's what they use.
Yeah.
Well,
Those things
they
are
don't
fun.
have the
It's
actual.
just a video game. They're just in a video game.
Yeah, it might not. None of this is real.
Yeah.
I know. Maybe even us watching it is actually more the video game.
Wow. Well, that was cool.
Yeah.
To talk about F1 racing, and
A lot of that.
but we have been running.
Yeah.
Did we run on the trails last week or was that the week before?
That was
the week before.
That was the week before. We did the Kirkout mile last week,
oh right.
which was insane. I feel like we didn't document it well enough from the Faster Bastard side of thing. We had probably 50 people show up on a Thursday night to run a mile on Newkirk.
Yeah, it's kind of a straight shot street in the inskirts.
It's in an industrial area of Baltimore.
Yeah.
And it used to be kind of more filthy. And then the GAF put in a new building and they put in they cleaned it up a little bit and they put like an overpass on it.
Yeah, it's like it's cleaned up a bit. There was like some burned out cars and boats and stuff.
There's
there.
abandoned stuff there and that's all gone.
Yeah, they cleaned it. Well, for that one section anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
you know what was awesome about this? So we let the women take off first.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great. I was in the back of Fausto's car going backwards. It brought up trauma because that same trip when I was in the Bahamas and I fell off the back of a golf cart. I'm in the back of the car and he's kind of going fast. And there's train tracks and stuff, so you're bumping over.
Oh, yeah.
And we're following people and we're filming from the back. And I was getting PTSD from it. But it was fun because we were able to film the women running down like live. So it was like being at, like, you know, in New York when they do the marathon and someone's on the back of the motorcycle.
That's what you felt like?
I felt like that.
Yep. That's how it is.
It's really similar to that, I'm sure.
We got down there. Robbie and his son held the tape for the women.
Actually, both my sons held the tape.
Oh, really?
I had no part in that.
How did they get it high enough?
I just said, hold it as high as your heads.
And they did it?
Yeah.
Wow.
It worked.
It gets tiring.
Luckily, it was a shorter runner, so we would have been screwed if it was.
Yeah, it was Kiri who ran Cherry Blossom with us with the Asics. Hustled. I mean, made it look hard, but she was in front of everybody. So it was really nice. But
I can never tell if anyone's running hard, especially if they're far away.
Oh, when you're driving right in front of them and you can see the pain in their face.
Yeah.
Like I was like kind of trying to be light.
But you know how slow it looks when you're far away from someone and
Yeah.
they're coming. You're just like, I can't tell if they're actually.
Everyone looks like they're doing like a 10-minute mile.
It also looks slow. Like you're like I'm like watching. I'm like, if I got out of this car, I could no problem.
Right.
And you get out and you're like, oh, this hurts. But so the women ran, Meg, and the dreaded thing happened that's you worry about with Newkirk.
The train.
The train came.
Yeah, there's a train crossing right there because it's there's like a dock area where they offload shipping container ships.
A port.
Yeah, that thing. And the train goes right from the port out to wherever. And that train goes a lot.
So we've done the Kirkout mile though, I don't know, 4 times, 5 times?
Okay.
And
I thought it was like 3, but maybe it was.
Yeah, I don't know.
The train is gone.
It's never had the train.
No, it happened the first time.
Did it? Did we wait it out and it went by?
There's people who were stuck behind it. I think I jumped it.
Okay. So the train comes. The guys didn't get a chance to go off. So all the men who were going to run the mile are stuck on the other side of the train.
Yeah. And it was for like a half an hour.
And it wasn't moving.
Yeah.
So we jumped the train to get up back on the other side. And we're like, it's about a quarter mile if you run to the train from the start of Newkirk.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, after a while, we're like, screw it. You guys are just going to have to do out and backs 4 to get your mile.
Sure, they love that.
Well, the problem is that one of the reasons we chose Newkirk is it goes slightly downhill. So it helps you go a little faster.
I still submit you should have just had him jump the train because it would have been like, well, aside from the liability issues.
Yeah, that gives my...
It would just had him, next time we'll bring forms. Any train deaths, not our fault. But if you can, that adds an interesting element because maybe you aren't the fastest runner, but you're the fastest train hopper.
I would say yes, but the problem is you'd bottleneck because you couldn't be...
Well, first one at the train gets the ladder.
That's true. But so they did out and
go
backs.
Go under even. No bottleneck there.
That's where you die.
What was that race in Pennsylvania that always the train?
Lehigh.
Lehigh.
That I got caught behind that one.
Yeah.
So this is during an actual marathon.
Oh, I would definitely jump it in a marathon. No questions.
You could. This thing was like moving.
It was moving and it was like, it was massive. But we got caught behind that. Mm-hmm. So this is a marathon that is the last marathon that you can run to qualify for Boston before registration. And the anger on people were flipping out.
Lose it.
Yeah.
Like, here's how bad it was. I was trying to do at that time a 3:20 on that course. A guy and it was 70 degrees that day too, so it was like a bad day. But a guy that runs, I would say he's normally like a 2:40 marathoner. When I got to the train, he was stuck behind the train. So here's someone running potentially.
Yeah, so it's not even like at the end. It's in the beginning.
No, it was. I would say
it's
about
like halfway.
10,
but I'm saying it's with the people who are trying to actually BQ. It's not like it was after the BQ.
Right.
Exactly. So we're like the fact that somebody who was trying to run 40 minutes slower than him got caught at the same train It like blew their people's day.
Whoa. If you did hop the train as it was moving and then were able to jump off the other side, does that, you're losing distance, so would that count as like cutting the course?
I don't know. But there was a lot of pissed off people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that also the year that we got stuck in traffic getting to the thing?
I don't know. That race was a real...
That's true.
Yeah.
And yeah, so eventually the train did leave, but it was about 45 minutes after for our race last Thursday.
Yeah. And then
cool.
I had to make a decision, run back to the HQ where everybody was going, hang out, have a couple cocktails, whatever, because it was the day before Cinco de Mayo. Or call it a night and go home.
Yep. You went home.
I did.
What a responsible human.
Yeah.
And speaking of Cinco de Mayo, we tested out Gnarly Nutrition with some tequila, made some margaritas. They weren't terrible.
Okay, time out. Robbie didn't really try it out. Robbie tried everything out.
Oh.
Robbie turned his margarita into a...
Got a little
Give us
weird.
the breakdown of that margarita.
So the margarita mix is salted margarita from Gnarly.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to use that to make simple syrup and then kind of go from there with tequila, lime, whatever else you want, Grand Marnier. And so Meg was nice enough to bartend that day. I should have gave you a tip.
I know. I didn't get anything.
We had the margarita mix or margaritas with Gnarly Nutrition mix and
Tequila.
And I was like, it's not the best tasting margarita, as you would imagine.
It didn't punch. Like it didn't have that like tangy power punch that you get.
And it's, I feel like even if you put a bunch of lime in, it still wasn't going to get there. So then I thought, well, maybe just, I started rooting through the fridge, seeing what we had. And there's not much.
Cherry
There's Cherry Bundy tart cherry juice. So I thought, oh, cherry lime margarita. That sounds interesting. Poured that in. It was, it was okay.
And then too diluted at that point, so you need more alcohol.
So then I needed more alcohol. So then I put in some mezcal, which delicious.
Smoky.
Also very smoky. And then it was just pretty smoky. So then, you had to balance it out some more.
You should be like a
I think you added some more lime.
No, here's what
some
happened.
more lime. I did add some more lime.
And then I went downstairs to get you a White Claw, lime White Claw.
Yes. That was what made the margarita really good.
Yep.
So if you ever make these Gnarly Nutrition margaritas, make it like they say, and then add some more alcohol of lime White Claw.
It actually, that really took it up to a whole new level.
Yeah.
That was
good.
Then I was right where I needed to be with that drink.
Yeah. And I added in a Tecate.
You added that into your margarita?
No. Yes, I finished my margarita.
Like, man,
I just went
should have tried that.
I have to say though, so I continued to drink tequila that evening.
Oh, really?
And woke up the next day feeling great.
Thank you, Gnarly.
So yeah. Hydrated.
Had those, what do you call them?
I don't
Salts. The
electrolytes.
Electrolytes.
I thought you meant bath salts.
Yeah. Megan went home, took some bath salts.
Started eating off someone's face.
Yeah. We haven't seen our dog in a week.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You fit right in with some of the people in the neighborhood. Oh.
And NASCAR.
Yeah. But so, wow. So you felt great the next day.
Yeah. Went for a run with Jarrett. I paced him, which was really nice because...
What's he training for?
Okay. Brooklyn. And I will tell you this. Our boy is getting fast.
Yeah, he is.
Like Jarrett is like, he might be second after Megan.
Okay.
I'm going to get him so fit for New York and he's going to crush it. I'm pumped.
I love that actually.
Robbie's gone. There's no way.
Oh, there
is a way. I will say Jarrett it works hard and it pays off more than like you would think.
Tell him about the run. Like you guys did it, what, 14, 16 miles?
He did 15, so I only had 12. So he ran a few and then we met up and he did 3 by 3 at 7:30.
But you guys were below 7:30.
I mean, yeah, the whole run we averaged about like a 7:30, 7:40.
Wow.
Yeah, the whole run they averaged 7:30. Like, and his speed work, he's been dropping miles at like 6:40, 40s and stuff like that.
Yeah,
He's
that's
crushing.
solid.
So like I'll put my money on him. He seems consistent.
I don't even know if he listens to this
He
podcast.
doesn't. He does
We
not.
shouldn't even compliment him.
Yeah.
You know who does listen to this podcast? Ali Feller and Kira D'Amato.
Mm-hmm.
And they said nice things.
They did.
Yeah, I was blushing.
I was blessed, but I'm also like, okay, so Kira wants to know how to get in with us. I don't know what to tell her. The only thing I can come up with is win some marathons, but she's done that.
No, they said they're going to give us video submissions, and I think we need to follow up on those.
Okay.
So your video submission, we are accepting them now through May 31st, 2023.
We need to play hard to get.
Yeah, is this just open to Ali?
This is just for Ali and Kira.
I'll throw Laura Green in there.
If anyone else
Aaron
is
Azar.
If anyone else is listening, you're out.
Yeah. Love to have some video submissions about what you think you can bring to the team.
Yeah, what you would add to the Believe in the Run team.
Yeah. Why do we need you?
If we accept you, you get a decoder ring and
A jacket.
a jacket.
I will draw a picture on a napkin for you.
Okay.
And it will all be delivered to your house in a box.
Yeah.
When I was at Chick-fil-A.
Maybe a Lagoon pillow. I say we throw in a Lagoon pillow for them.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we could do that.
If
Not mine, though.
Ali, Kira, if you're accepted into our secret society,
we
will send you a Lagoon pillow.
We'll take out 3 cubes of foam from our own pillows and make a little pillow for you to sleep on.
But Robbie will sleep on it first, so you get the scent of Robbie.
I think that's authenticity.
Yeah.
Authenticity matters. People do say that about our podcast.
Yeah, it does.
So it matters when it comes to pillows.
Here it comes.
Reused pillows.
Yeah. You know how they say you should replace your pillow like every so often?
I know how they say that.
Yeah.
I don't know how
I just think if
follow
you
that.
if you have like a brown dent on your pillow,
Yeah.
it's time to get a new pillow.
Yeah.
Brown dent.
You've never seen that?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. College?
My house.
Oh, jeez. I remember like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's bad.
It's just life.
Yeah, but we were talking about running.
It counts as, it's called broken in.
Were we actually talking about running?
Yeah, we were talking about Jared's running.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, did you run much this week?
No, to this morning was the only time I ran.
We had a good run.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I keep trying to think about like if this foot thing is a problem or not, and I don't know if it is.
You're welcome to the above 40 running club where something always hurts.
Yeah, but it's been a month and no improvement. I did the Meg's cocktail.
You've rested.
Foot creams.
You've wrapped. Mm-hmm. You haven't salt bathed, probably.
No.
But you set an appointment to go see a podiatrist.
Yeah, now you got me freaked out because
I'm going to put it out there to the people. Podiatrists, I don't feel like they help runners.
You think they're just quacks?
The only time I went to one, he knew nothing about running.
Great.
Actually, you know who you should
I love
contact?
throwing away my
told me
deductible.
to
You
put
know
a
who you should
boot
talk
on.
to?
What?
Doctors of running.
Yeah, I don't. Do they do telehealth? I don't know. Telemedicine.
Tell Robbie.
I spent time in Slow with David. I can hook you guys up.
Why don't you hook him up?
I don't think I can cancel my appointment. It's tomorrow morning.
Oh, you can go, but be like, don't try to talk me into custom orthotics.
I'm good. I will tell them that.
And don't try to tell me to buy a pair of Hokas because I know you're on the hook for that.
Yep, they do that too.
The Hoka thing?
The Hokas, they're like going to a podiatrist and saying, hey, when your person has a problem, maybe you recommend a Hoka.
I feel like Asics does that too, right?
They used to. I think
Now it's Hoka.
So there's a guy from my work back in the day who walked out with a pair of Kayanos or something.
That is a bigger market for them than running. Think about it. How many people go into a podiatrist? Thousands. How many runners are there?
Dude.
Less so.
Now I'm annoyed I'm going to have to drive through traffic to get there.
Yeah. Call one of the doctors who are running. Be like, hey, professional courtesy. Here's what I'm going through. Diagnose over the phone.
No, I do want to see what it's about. That's what I'm interested. Be like, can you just tell me what it is? Then I can figure out the rest from there because Google is my friend.
So go to the appointment. But I still think, like, whenever we get questions in our DMs about, I've got plantar fasciitis or my ankle is doing this or what shoe is best for this, I'm like, we are sneakerhead shoe reviewers.
Yeah,
we
don't
know
ask
the technology. I am not a doctor. I can't tell you what's going on in your foot, your knees, your back. That is where you go to the doctors or runners. And
I honestly, I found out what plantar fasciitis was like last week.
What?
really?
I think I asked you. I never really knew
You
what it
thought
was.
it was Mr. Peanuts
I just hear a lot of people talking about it, and I knew it was something in your foot. But I didn't know. I just thought it was... Is it in the arch of your foot?
Well, it's your plantar, I think... I mean, I'm not a doctor here, but it's a tendon that extends from like under your ankle, comes down like from your Achilles, and then spreads out under your foot, and is that tissue that kind of holds everything together down there. So when it gets inflamed and then you step on it, it feels horrible.
Yeah.
So it keeps you from running at a certain point because every step is going to be excruciating. Now, the problem is that it's not really, I don't think you can necessarily do damage running through it, but you're not going to want to.
Okay.
And then times where I have had to fix it, like it creeps up on you every once in a while from overuse. You just are going to have to go, you do stretch it. Like I would go to like a PT before I would go to a podiatrist for that.
Oh, okay. Well,
but I could be totally wrong because I think the doctors running are podiatrists.
I don't know.
I think sometimes I feel like people just want to have plantar fasciitis because it sounds like a cool thing to have. It almost sounds like you have, like you're hindered by something, but you're overcoming it. Do you know what I mean?
No, and I don't think anyone wishes that they had that.
Okay. Well, not that they wish, but even if they have it, I think they might think, oh, this is a cool thing to say. I have plantar. You know, when they shorten it by one word to one word, you know, they're trying to sound cool.
You can call it PF too.
PF Chang's, that would be something I'd be proud of.
Yeah, that's like plantar fasciitis that tastes good.
Yeah.
Wow, that got weird.
Yeah. But okay, well, I guess we'll find out if I have it or not. You know what I do have though, and I keep forgetting to talk about this on the podcast.
Well,
can't wait.
Now you're gonna do it.
Yeah. Sorry, this is like my nervous energy thing holding onto this cord. I have, and I think it started. Well, I have tinnitus.
In your ear?
Yeah, tinnitus. I have it in my ear, and it's kind of driving me nuts.
Is that the ringing?
That's you know what, that a lot of people commit suicide from that.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
no, trust me, I know because I looked it up. Yeah. So I had it, like sometime last fall, I think, and it was in my right ear, which I have broken this eardrum before in
band days,
high school. No, actually, in the band days, I was good. I wore earplugs all the time.
So when you went to the concert recently, when you saw Pedro the Lion, did you wear earplugs?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I broke it in high school. I was trying to do a flip off a diving board, and it hit the water like
the cup.
Yeah, cupped it and just broke it. And so I've never had real issues with it, but so last year sometime it started ringing, kind of like almost like Morse code sounding, like that. And then it went away, and then in Tokyo, I think it was around the marathon or after it came back again, and it seems to be getting worse, and it's really driving me insane.
Okay, you need to go see a doctor.
Yeah, probably.
But there's nothing you can do for that, right?
No, it's an unsolvable.
But could they keep it from getting worse?
No, there is zero cures or medicine for it, which is wild. And it affects, I think, estimates are like 10 to 25% of the population. So it's a very common thing, but nobody knows anything about it.
There was a guy in Texas who had like a furniture store that got it, and he ended up ending his life over it.
I'm good at having annoying things happen to me and then just ignoring them for a long time. So I think I'll be okay.
Like, do you feel like any of this is, I'm not saying it's made up, but like mental, like where if you're stressed or
it totally could be, because that is one of the things that anxiety and stress can induce it. And I also wonder maybe with the travel to Tokyo and the flight and the air pressure, stuff like that. But it isn't like a hearing thing. That's the whole thing. It's not a hearing thing. It's a brain thing. That's why they can't.
But you're saying it's getting worse right now. You feel like you got maybe potentially a PF situation going on. Your grandfather passed away.
Yeah, but that was before it started a month and a half ago.
He's saying it happened in Tokyo.
I know, but that could be stressful. We're traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's a lot. Yeah, it's potential that a bunch of those things. I mean, I remember before I had kids, right before I had kids, I remember my heart was like, I was having arrhythmias.
Did you go get it checked out?
Why am I having this? And I did get it checked out.
Yeah.
And
Did you do the MRI thing or the thing where they put you in the tube?
No, just the EKG. Oh. But then as soon as my kids were born, it went away. With both kids, I had that.
I don't recall the exact time of it, but there was at one point where I had to go, and they put me in the MRI machine or whatever to check my heart because I was like, I'm having like chest pains. Like I thought, I think it was just stress.
Yeah, probably. So anyways, I don't notice it that much, but I do notice it sometimes. Like today when we were trail running and when no one was talking, you can kind of, and you're bouncing, you can kind of hear it bounce. Like the sound bounce.
That's crazy. So you can ignore it, but sometimes you can't.
Mm-hmm.
Like when the TV's on, it kind of drowns it out.
Yeah, like if there's noise and stuff.
That is, fine. I mean,
and generally I don't really hear it, but if it's quiet, it's kind of annoying. When you go to sleep and you wake up in the middle of the night and you can still hear it and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm hoping it doesn't get any worse for those. Not that
but
it would drive you crazy though if you had to have a. I think I've actually had a low grade version of it forever. I just never really considered it to be an issue.
Well, it's kind of like sometimes I don't realize how much noise is going on in the house till like everybody leaves. Like, so Megan's out for a run, the boys aren't home, and I just stop for a second. I go, oh, this is what quiet sounds like the house is quiet. And then when everybody gets back, you don't realize all the noise stuff going on. But yeah.
But I got floaters in my eyes.
Oh God.
Probably.
Dude, you are falling apart.
No, this is like 8 years ago.
Okay.
And it's one of those things you just get used to.
Yeah.
I don't really notice it anymore. But it feels the same as that.
All right.
But yeah, I am falling apart.
It happens.
I mean, I'm getting older. I assume that's kind of what
just
happens.
Slowly deteriorating.
Yeah.
You're not that old.
But I'm hoping that doesn't progress anymore, but we'll see.
But you did bring up something that was fun. That wasn't a downer.
What's that?
The trail run today.
Oh, yeah.
It was great because I felt, like we talked about in the last podcast, I felt totally defeated after the last trail run. So I wanted to go out by myself. John, who is the fast ambassador, who is the Ober Hills is named after for the weekly trail run. Mm-hmm. And he heard me saying that I was going to try to go out there on my own because I just wanted to pace for myself and stuff like that. And he's like, look, you'll get lost. I'll go.
You definitely would. I still would. And I run it like 6 times.
He's like, I'll go out there with you and we can run your pace or whatever. And I kind of just wanted to go back to be like, I was so miserable. My heart was beating out of my chest last time. And I was like, So I'm like, great. I can go out there, no pressure, just get better at it, get back into trail shape or whatever. And so you decided you would come with us. We have the more Trail V3 that we talked about last week. Robbie and I got our pairs, so we were like, okay, let's see how these do.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I really enjoyed running in those.
That's a New Balance shoe. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. I like that shoe a lot more than I thought I was going to.
It's fun.
Well,
yeah.
John was wearing the Asics Trabuco Max too, which that's the last shoe I trail ran in, and I was like, this is an amazing shoe. Both these shoes are really nice for the trails if you like cushion.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the more trail has the lugs are way bigger.
Yeah, it's a little more aggressive.
And I do like it in the way that it sits down in the footbed more, whereas the Trabuco, you're kind of just sitting on top of the midsole.
You feel like a canoe a little bit.
Yeah, so it is a little more structured, stability and stuff. But I think the Trabuco is a lot lighter, though.
It is lighter.
Which is nice.
I think they both have a place, but both of them are max cush. What I did like about the More 3 was that the More Trail 3. A long time ago, Under Armour, the team that actually is now Speedland, came out with something called the Fat Tire. Mm-hmm. Basically, they were thinking about when that big trend of the wide, big tires for mountain bikes came out and how you could roll over everything in them. And I felt like it kind of was almost there where the More Trail V3 hits that on the head. Like I felt like you could just roll over everything in that shoe, and it just feels like one of those big tire bicycles as going through. So it was really nice on the trail.
Yeah, that's probably the best description for that shoe.
And I really liked, I was surprised with the lugs being as big as they were, how good it felt going up Gun Road.
I was too. And maybe that's because there's a lot of cushion there. You don't feel the lugs really. But I thought it was not bad as a road shoe either.
Yeah. And you and John, I did kind of an experiment. So you and John kind of mostly ran up the entire Gun Road. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I walked some of the steeper parts and then ran some of the flatter parts. Mm-hmm. And by the time we were at the top, I wasn't that far behind that I was able to like just run up on them and catch them and finish.
Smack your ass and keep going.
Okay, I don't have to run up the whole thing because these guys did it and keep up at it. Yeah. But it was great. Like it felt good to be out on the trails. It was a beautiful morning. Shoes were fantastic. Everything felt pretty good.
Yeah, it was nice.
I actually got some sleep last night, which was amazing.
Good.
It's been the
Thank
first
you, Lagoon.
You, however, probably not.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah.
But anyways, Meg, what's going on with you? Oh, tell me about the Kentucky Derby thing.
I picked the winning horse.
Did
so
you?
every year, my family and we just always bet on
I like
all
how
the
you
horse
said my
races.
family and I. My family, I think, covers it.
Okay.
I don't care if you hit him.
It's on video, so I probably should.
Yeah. He'll use that as evidence.
So we always...
She's on bath salts.
We always place bets on the horse races, and we don't really. So it's always been it's $20 in per person. We don't really talk about it, but in the past, my dad would always choose the favorite horse, which. I mean,
Inevitably won.
9 times out of 10, he would win. And none of us ever said anything or questioned this.
Oh, so it's so you do get to pick. It's not a hat, names in a hat.
No, you select.
Okay.
And so we start a text chain, and it's basically whoever calls the horse first gets them kind of thing.
I didn't know $20 was on the line.
That's just always been how we've done it.
Okay.
But
for real, your dad would just snake the first.
But okay, so we didn't really ever give him the money because he'd always pick the favorite, and that's like fishing with dynamite. So we're just not.
Well, it should have been on the odds. If you pick that horse.
Yeah. Anyway,
it should be a trickle. The further down you go, you get the money. If you pick in the lead horse, maybe you get $1.
Or you should have a serpentine pick system so that for the Kentucky Derby, you go Kentucky Derby's first, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then for the
Pimlico.
Preakness, you go. He has to pick last. You know what I mean? Switch it up.
Yeah, the rules were very wishy-washy.
Okay.
But anyway, so I always pick
number 8.
Horse number 8 because that's my lucky number. Rarely does it work out in my favor.
Cal Ripken, I like
Rarely.
it.
But
Lamar
on Saturday,
Lamar Jackson.
Mage number 8, 15-1 odds, wins.
Whoa. Oh,
Okay.
Man, if you would put that $20 on an actual wager, you would have been okay.
$100 would have got you $1,600.
Yeah.
I went to go see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and I called Megan on the way home to let her know I'm on my way home. You would have thought we just won the lottery.
Oh, well, you did, just you didn't get any money from it.
No,
a little bit.
I got $0 because here's what happened. My family got so used to just not paying up any of it. They're all like, you wouldn't specify in the beginning how much we were. And I was like, what do you mean? We've been doing this for years. So I got jack shit from my family, and I didn't place any real bets. And now I kind of want to get into betting.
And so Megan went nuts on texting people about her win.
Oh, and
I think she texted people who haven't heard from her in 5 years.
Everyone knows.
I was like, what are you doing on your phone?
Is the margarita still happening at this point?
No, I was bourbon? On to martinis at this point.
Okay, so yeah, I feel like, man, that is, if you win a horse race, that's some good action. Yeah. But you need to be rewarded for that.
No, but you can't. I don't want her to get in gambling because that's.
I know. I was like, this is how it starts.
Let's get sponsored by FanDuel. See if we can get a promo code going.
Start getting gambling going on marathons.
You want me to look up FanDuel?
They're doing that now.
Are they really?
Yeah.
FanDuel promo code real quick.
Yeah.
$100 in free bets.
Here we go.
Do not do this to me. Things are going so well.
That would be amazing if the downfall, believe it or not, was just
gambling
it away on horse racing.
All right. Well, guess what? Preakness is coming up, and I might have to make a wager.
I will say, and this is a cautionary tale for you. When I was home over Christmas or something, and I tried to go to the casino, but of course I didn't have my bank card on me because I had it at home. No one carries a bank card, right?
I don't even know mine works. Like when they're like, you need cash, I'm like, I don't know where I'm going to get cash.
Yeah, and I don't even know. I think you can get cash with a credit card, but it's like you still need a PIN, and who knows their PIN to their credit card?
And not only that, if you use a credit card to get cash, I think they ding you with a fee.
Yeah, I think some of them waive it, but anyways, so I couldn't get cash out, so me and my friend just were, and we played like $20 on the slot machine, and it disappeared immediately. And then we were walking around, and this is at Penn National in PA, which is, a horse racing track. And we went upstairs to where it's where you watch the horse racing, but it's all finished, and it's like midnight, but there's West Coast racing on the TVs.
Oh, wow.
And there's just like,
what is that called? That's off-track betting.
Yeah, that's it.
OTB?
I guess, yeah. But it's always the one where they have carts behind them. I'm not sure how that works. And,
the chariot one?
Yeah, and there's just two dudes up there by themselves in different. It's like 100 yards long. It's empty, and they're just littered with a pile of tickets everywhere around them.
Wow.
Because they're just sitting there for hours on end, gambling, smoking. Well, I guess you couldn't smoke in there, but you know how it used to be.
Yeah.
And super depressing. Like, could you imagine spending your life it's a Saturday night at midnight, and you're just up by yourself in the top of this.
I can't imagine
room.
that, but when I was in college, like there's this one place that had like 10-cent wings, which now seems, back then it didn't seem like such a big deal. Now 10-cent wings, that'd be insane. It's like you go someplace, it's like $5 a wing.
Oh yeah, kids won't even believe you these days if you tell them that.
I know, it's like
they think you're lying.
I know. How could a wing cost 10 cents? But we used to do
It's
that.
almost free at that point.
They had Keno.
Oh yeah.
And me and my friends used to just sit there and do Keno all night. Because somebody's going to win, then you buy tickets. And
well, you would think when I was at Venice Tavern in February, me and my friends played Keno for like 2 hours straight, and none of us won anything.
Oh, you need to bring Megan with you.
We lost $80 collectively on Keno. But yeah, next time, Meg, come with the Venice Tavern. You'd fit right in.
I'm down. I'm in.
All right,
Let's
little
do
bag
this.
of chips.
Yeah.
All right, so do we got more, or should we go on to?
I think that's mostly it. Let me think if there's any other. So you did the Kentucky Derby. Are you gonna try to do the Preakness and then ask your family to honor their vows?
No, we're getting into betting now. This is gonna get real.
Because you're just cutting the middleman out.
That's
Okay.
it.
Screw
like
them.
it.
She's gonna go to people with real money.
Yeah.
I do wish that it was like, do bookies even exist anymore
I don't-
anywhere?
I would guess that there's always someplace to do illegal. Because think if you're tapped
Take
out.
a smaller cut.
Think if you're tapped out or you want something. I mean, now I don't see the purpose of it because you can pretty much bet on anything. But say that you didn't have a credit card or couldn't get like one of those things, and you just needed somebody to take a bet.
I mean, I would bet just to
FanDuel's not going to break your legs.
Yeah. I would bet just so my kid could run numbers down the street. You know, when they talk about they just give the numbers to their kid and run them down to the bookie.
I like that.
Just so he could have that story.
That'd be
Yeah,
good.
I remember
Maybe
running-
there's something else we could do. Like have your son run illegal liquor or something.
Between my house and yours.
Yeah.
All right. Could make it happen. Anyways, so what else we got? I think that's pretty much it.
I think we can get to what people really come here for.
So more nonsense.
Yeah.
No, the shoe review.
Trash stories.
Okay, we're doing all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no trash stories this week, unfortunately.
You got to get
Sorry
out
about
more.
that. I did have to clean up that doo-doo in my back alley, though.
How'd that go?
Well, it's, you know what the worst is when you,
When someone shits in your backyard.
yeah, but then you try to, but then you're like, oh, I'll just like let it sit
Dry out.
to kind of dry out. But it's not dried out in like underneath.
So yeah, you've got it's kind of like the candy coating.
It is. It really is. And
I thought we had almost escaped this whole episode without.
Oh, by the way, Allie loves our bathroom story.
Yeah, she kind of was upset you weren't on the podcast interview.
Yeah, she was
yesterday.
like, and I was like, we usually do these with 2 people, and she's like, yeah, but he didn't want to see me.
yeah.
And then Thomas told her that you had never heard of her before, which she loved.
Yeah, you're talking about Jarrett's wife, right? Just kidding. So so I had to clean it up, and it wasn't great. And
Did you have a shovel? Like, what did you use?
Yeah, a shovel, and then just hose it down. But it was still gross,
Yeah.
But
That's why we invented toilets. Can you imagine what this world was like before like, I mean, I guess there's a lot of land that wasn't being used.
yeah, people would just have holes in their backyard. Like in Baltimore, could you imagine all our row homes just holes in the ground?
Here's what's crazy.
That's
I know somebody who has a house in Colorado that still uses an outhouse. They tried to put apparently one of the toilets that, like, you can get these like chemical toilets or something you put in the house. They had to take it out because it just smelled so bad in the house.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you just keep it outside? Oh, and I guess it gets cold in the wintertime.
Like, think about it. You have to, like, get up, leave the house, go into a box out in the yard.
Remind me after this episode to show you this episode of Hoarders.
Okay.
It's the worst episode ever.
It sounds really bad.
It's the worst one
Those
ever.
people gross me out anyway.
Just Google worst episode of Hoarders and it'll blow your mind.
It'll be up there.
No, it has. I bet it's number 1.
Okay, my Instagram account of the week to follow is Kids Getting Hurt.
I think you've plugged that before,
Yeah.
oddly enough.
Okay.
Yeah, you might get arrested if you do it one more time.
There was one where it was just a compilation of dogs knocking kids over, and I was
That's
literally,
never not funny.
I was laughing. Did I send it to you? I sent it to Ober today.
Yeah, I think you did send it to me. You seem to send those to me a lot,
I do.
and I love them.
It's my way of saying, "Hey, Robbie, I'm thinking of you."
Thomas is always like, "Did you see that thing I sent you?" And I'm like, "No, I saw that you sent me it." I scrolled right past it.
Yeah.
Which is rude. Which is really rude.
Well, when you send a million things.
So do you lie to him, and then does he try to call you out on it?
No, I straight up say, "No, I did not."
Okay.
And then I'm like, "You got to watch it." And then later on, she's happy she did.
It's 50-50.
Yeah. There's no way this is the worst one.
All right. So, Robbie, speaking of worst, one of the shoes that we did not really love from Asics was the original Magic Speed. Actually, you liked the original.
The original was okay. Yeah, I liked it, but I get why people didn't like it too.
It was a shoe, the first 2 of this shoe. This is why I love being in this game, because sometimes you give up on something.
Are you saying in this game, like the shoe review game?
Okay. The Sneakrit game.
Yeah.
That's what I thought you were thinking.
I had given up on the shoe when they told us they were sending us the Magic Speed 3. I was like, great. What am I going to do with that? And I got this one. I have to say, this is one of my favorite shoes this year.
Okay. Is that for real?
For real, of trainers, this one's up there.
Wow.
I just like it. I like it a lot.
I need to run in this.
Okay, that's the thing. So Megan's size came in wrong.
I mean, I did a short run in it for first thoughts, but I need to run in it for real.
I think this is on the same last as the Metaspeed
Sky.
It is.
That's what the problem was.
I always go a half size up.
And I do, so I'll go my normal 10.5 in the Metaspeed Sky, Magic Speed, and Edge, all that. And then for everything else, Asics, even Super Blast, I go down to a size 10.
So what is this one?
This is 10.5.
Okay.
And I mean, it's simple. I like it. The foam works. The plate knit works. This upper is insanely breathable. Fits great. Look at it. It looks like a running shoe, like a classic running shoe.
Oh, it looks great. Yeah. One of the better looking shoes I've seen in this year. Do you think the stripes, the tiger stripes on the side should be solid, or do you like that?
I always like the solid.
I do too.
I like it. The more classic you could make
exactly
this look, the better.
Yeah.
So I agree with you on that. But
was someone sleeping on this pillow because the shoes are sitting on this pillow?
Not right now. Nobody is.
Oh, okay.
But
this lives at the office now. It's okay.
This is an office pillow.
I mean, Oh, this is just a prop.
Yeah, and you could also put a pillowcase on it if you wanted, or just do it.
That's usually what people do.
Yeah. Anyway, Robbie, was the one right before this Flight Foam Blast Plus, and then another layer of just like regular Flight Foam, and it which was not as
the heel
bouncy.
I think was Flight Foam. It definitely was, because this one has a more bouncier heel.
This one feels like, I call it like a Nova Blast Light. So it's got the plate, but it's less cush, less stack. It feels fast underfoot, but like, here's who I think is going to like this shoe. People who like the speed.
Try to listen to this shoe, and I have my headphones on. Sorry.
No one wants to believe it's a carbon fiber plate.
Sorry.
Yeah, that is the one.
That's why I was trying to tap, and then
So they're saying in all the literature we're getting from Asics that this is a carbon plate. A lot of people are pushing back, saying no, it's a P-Bax plate. But in our information from Asics, they're saying it's a carbon plate, full length.
Yeah, don't shoot the messenger. Come on.
And I don't think the other Magic Speed had a full length carbon plate where this one does.
Okay. Sorry, you said I interrupted you. You were saying who this shoe is for.
Oh, the same people that like running in what I would call up-tempo cushioned trainers, like the Endorphin Speed from Saucony.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like that shoe, but I feel like you can use it the same way where I run in this. It feels good enough to run in as a daily trainer, but then it feels fun to pick up the pace in. Like, you're not going to be able to do, like, say that you're trying to do easy runs and you're just trying to run in your casual spot.
Yeah, don't do that.
You end up wanting to pick up the pace in this. Like, it just feels good under the foot. The plate feels great. The rubber on the outsole is great. Like, I think this is just a super fun shoe. So I'm sorry. I know that we have been big fans of Asics stuff, and people are like, well, but this shoe.
Well, but I mean, it's a good shoe. It's a good shoe. Last year's was honestly terrible.
Yeah.
So,
but this is what's amazing about it. Like, this shoe sucked, and it's not that different than the previous models. But these little changes, like putting Flight Foam Blast Plus on both the top and the bottom. Maybe this is a different plate. Maybe that's what the difference is. It's not as like rigid as the P-Bax plate. But the upper is just sweet. I just like running in this shoe. And it also looks fantastic.
I like it.
So, yeah, I'm digging this shoe.
Wait, didn't you say that? Oh, yeah, I did just see that. I was going to say, speaking of flat foam, the Satisfy.
Yeah.
You told me Satisfy running.
Floda.
Yeah.
Flat soda.
Wow. That really is a thing.
Yeah. I think it's actually brilliant because...
Floda.
That's a pretty niche market.
Yeah.
It is, but Satisfy will probably charge you $100 a can.
Sure.
And they'll make their money back.
Yeah. Dude, that might trump the Tracksmith whenever they came out with the sparkling water collab. That might take the cake.
I actually think this one serves a purpose. The Tracksmith one was like, I don't know what was going on with
it. Doesn't actually say where they're selling it. They just have a YouTube video of it. But it doesn't say where.
Maybe they're
it's for sale.
gauging interest.
Yeah, Floda. That's a good. It sounds like a rapper name.
Flo Rida.
Yeah. But I mean, I would try it for sure.
Yeah, I'm into it. I love flat Coca-Cola when we're trail running.
Real quick, if anyone is looking for that Hoarders episode that I was talking about. Yeah, well, I said Google it and it'll be the top one, but on a lot of lists it's number 2. So it's Shanna season 6, in case you're wondering.
I love that.
What is
he brought this back?
Apparently, the number 1 ranked one is Terry's season 6 because she had a bunch of dead cats in her freezer.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
I think she couldn't let them go. You know?
Are you allowed to do that?
What do you mean? Do I know?
I mean, when people are super attached to their animals, I feel like maybe
people get them taxidermied.
Yeah, like it's like a Norman Bates kind of thing, right?
Yeah, but that was his mother.
What?
Yeah, but with cats.
See, but that was a scary, creepy movie.
Yeah, but he couldn't that was the whole thing. He was so attached to his mother that he couldn't let her go.
So he put her in the freezer.
He was also
Norman
schizophrenic.
Bates, yeah,
and also thought he was his mother.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Did you ever watch the show Bates Motel?
Mm.
It was really good. I love that show.
So my son has gotten very into horror movies.
Remind me not to sleep over at your house.
Did I tell you he ranked the movies? I may have already said this. He ranked it. Shining was number 1 for him.
That's my number 1.
Okay, number 2 was The Exorcist.
Okay.
And I forget what number 3 was, but
Halloween.
It probably is. I think he likes the Halloween and the Nightmare on Elm Street series, but he likes the movies. He says the new horror movies, they're, even though the quality of the CGI and stuff is better, they're not as believable.
I could agree with that
as the old ones. But I mean, this kid's, he's not even a teen yet. I'm probably child abuse. I know, blowing those movies.
Well, how old were you when you watched?
Children of the Corn was the first one I remember seeing, and it freaked me out, and I did not like it. I saw Shining on a black and white 12-inch TV when it came on from ABC, so it had all the parts cut out, like you didn't see the naked lady in the tub and all that stuff. Yeah, but Children of the Corn really wigged me out.
Okay, I wasn't into horror movies. I was terrified by them pretty much my whole life, and then somewhere in my 20s, I started enjoying them a lot. So.
See, I've never gotten to the enjoyment part.
I hate scary movies.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I don't watch them a lot, but sometimes if there's something interesting, that's
like Silence of the Lamb. Like there's different genres too. There's the Chainsaw Massacres, the screams and all that stuff, and then there's the ones that are psychological thrillers, like Silence of the Lambs. And I guess I'm more freaked out by the ones that could possibly happen.
Yeah. Did you ever see that movie Prisoners with Jake Gyllenhaal? That was kind of like that. And I don't like movies. I will say horror movies that have anything to do with kids or torture.
So
I don't like. Yeah, I'm not super into that.
What about Stranger Things? That's kids.
Yeah, but they're also the heroes, and they kind of don't really undergo any real. I don't know. I haven't watched it. I probably wouldn't mind it, but just some things are just, I don't know. I just don't like to think about that. I think
Children of the Corn. Those kids were my age when I saw it.
Yeah.
And that's what I think was freaky, because you're you can't go up against adults.
Yeah.
And they did.
Yeah. And in the 80s, they had super weird movies like Tommyknockers, Leprechaun.
Phantasm.
What was the Leprechaun one?
There's Chucky.
Obviously, Chucky, yeah. But I mean, you could come up with any concept. What was the basket one? Basket Case?
Oh, Basket Case was horrible.
Yeah. You could come up with any concept and pitch it to a studio, and they'll be like, yeah, that sounds like a good horror movie.
Yeah.
Come up with something off the top of your head, right? You take a shoe that comes live and starts kicking people to death. That could be a movie.
Yeah, the tongue rips off their feet.
Yeah. Turns into a literal tongue.
Yeah, and then all the feet that it rips off become this monster foot, and then it kills people.
That's an 80s movie. That would work.
The Killer Tomatoes. Remember that?
Right. Killer clowns from space.
Yeah.
From outer space. Insane. But anyways, next we'll do a horror movie reviews maybe on the next podcast. Next episode.
We'll get Megan to watch them for the first time. We'll do
absolutely not.
Reaction videos.
Yeah. Oh, like a fright.
We'll watch Megan watching it and we'll have the camera on her.
It'll just be me with my eyes closed and holding my ears.
When they to show how scary a movie is for the previews, and they'll put the camera.
The audience, the audience shows. Yeah, that is good.
But
so you and Megan will be getting this shoe, the Magic Speed 3. You have it. You just haven't been running in it.
Yeah, just because I haven't been running.
And Megan's pair should be coming. I think hers will come. Megan, it'll take her a day to get 20 miles on a shoe.
Yeah, I'm following the plan, yo.
Okay.
Right. Any updates on the new coaching system?
Still all base training, all easy miles. I don't even have a rest day this week, so just run it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because she's running Brooklyn half. And I'm what's his goal for you for Brooklyn?
I'm a little nervous about what that's going to be, because I have zero chill on a start line, and I've also not done a workout since Boston, so I'm not going to really have any speed in my legs.
Oh my God. Big. No speed in your legs.
Yeah, I think you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, but we'll see what he gives me next week. So what's also weird is he gives me, well, not weird, just different. He gives me my training plan Sunday nights.
Yeah, you should see the anxiety that was going on this Sunday. You need to tell him to send it early.
Oh, I know, because I experienced the same thing.
He's in a different time zone. I'm not going to be send it to me earlier because it's convenient for me. But so I wake up Monday mornings and it's oh, this is what I'm running.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess it's fun, but also as a planner, I'm what is happening?
No, the same thing would happen to me, and I think I end up skipping my Monday.
Didn't submit
You got
in
it here
time.
too late.
That's on you, coach. Try again.
I think it would be reasonable. Like, say, hey, can you send it by 4?
No, I kind of like it now.
Oh, you do?
It's like, I don't know.
What's
I'll wake
gonna
up.
happen?
I'll wake up with a plan.
I did like the surprise of just getting it
Yeah.
the night before the week started.
So
Did
you look at your speed work for that week, or did you just stay? Like when Meg does my training, I don't look too far ahead. So like the night before the speed work is when I'll look at it.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I looked at the whole week.
Yeah.
But cool. All right. Anything else you got going on?
We got our Train to NYC stuff going on. We'll be announcing the people that are going to be joining us after the Brooklyn half. Do you know when, Meg?
Yeah, so I think the plan is right now. So we've got our core team of 10 who will be joining us at the Brooklyn half. And then we will be announcing our top. We'll probably be notifying people at the end of this month and then announcing the additional 5 members who will be joining us from the applications. I want to say like June 1.
Yeah. One other thing I wanted to bring up. Megan, your brother was a Marine.
Yeah.
If you were a Marine, are you always a Marine?
I think so.
Is that like an alcoholic, but the good kind?
The kind that can shoot people?
Yeah, it's like
No.
you're. Okay.
So her brother's a Marine, U.S. Marine.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law is a Marine, and my sister's son is now a Marine. And so I have a soft spot for the Corps. And my marathon PR was at the Marine Corps Marathon.
Right.
Many, many moons ago. But the guy reached out to me, who I guess is the race director for the Marine Corps Marathon. He's like, hey, would you help me out? And of course I said, for $1 million, I will talk about you on the podcast.
Pay up.
And
Son.
he's like,
He did. He wired it. He wired it over.
he did, because it's the
guy.
government. And I did mark it up. I was like, if a screw is worth $10,
Oh, right.
then a mention on our podcast, which would normally be 50 cents, now jumps to $1 million.
Get that federal money coming in here.
He said he's still working on it, but I decided I would help out anyway. But yeah, so registration for the Marine Corps Marathon's open. I can't tell you how much I can't tell you. I guess I said it
Just
right.
keep going with
I
that
really
sentence.
love
You're
running
good.
in DC because there's something about running up to the Capitol and having that as part of your running experience. If you ran Cherry Blossom, you know it, but at the Marine Corps Marathon, you run right up the mall. You go turn around basically in front of Congress and the Capitol. And it's just a phenomenal.
I've always
course
wanted
run.
to run that race. That would be a cool one.
You should. I think I know how to get you in. But yeah, so you can sign up for that race right now. And of course, I was kidding about the money. It's not a sponsorship. I just have a soft spot for the Marine Corps. So phenomenal race. Definitely one to put on your calendar. If you didn't get into anything this fall that, you were trying to get in New York, maybe you're trying to get in Chicago. This has that big marathon feel without, as much of a hassle.
It was super memorable for me because Ryan, my brother, was actually the Marine who put the medal around my neck.
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Even in uniform, he did it.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
that was one of the coolest things ever.
Whoa.
Yeah. And Megan, unfortunately, I got a beautiful day. My start was 35 degrees. It was one of the cooler ones, and I was a little afraid it was too cold, but I ran.
Can't
It
beat
was
that.
like perfect. Meg, the day you ran it,
It was like 80.
yeah, it was one of the hot ones.
I attract hot marathons.
Yeah, hot girl summer.
Yeah.
Coming up soon.
Yep.
So check out the Marine Corps Marathon if you're looking for a fall marathon. It's definitely one that I will always remember.
All right.
That's it.
Anything else?
Thanks, everyone.
All right, should we thank Brandon for producing
Yeah,
and
thanks,
putting this
Brandon.
together, editing it up? Thank you for making us the #1 podcast in America.
Running
Running
podcast.
podcast. Allegedly.
But do you care
for
about,
today?
Do you care about anything else? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I will say we were hanging in there top 3, top 5 for a while now.
Yeah.
And so,
It was only a matter of time before we hit that number
yeah.
one spot.
Do we need to send Kirkout a thank you note?
Yeah. We probably do. But I will say that I love, like, we often get beat by Ali on the Run and Kara Goucher and Dez. So, it's nice to be in that kind of category though. Like I'll take a
Yeah.
loss. I'll take a loss to both of them anytime.
Yeah.
Also, both great podcasts.
Yeah.
So check those out. Yeah. Anybody else you want to thank or anything?
That's it. Hi, Mom.